Yang Mulia from Metro TV, and I welcome you all to the most prestigious station of the day. This lady is the most unique person that I ever met as a journalist. And this lady is the most prominent minister in this government. She's a star. And everything she said became viral in social media. And you know, I think this Wonder Woman, I say it again, this Wonder Woman is an innovation herself. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Fisheries Republic of Indonesia, SUSI.
So, you can have your presentation. Okay. Thank you very much. Of course, the first, I would like to express my appreciation to all of you to use Bali as your conference for this time, so for the change of the large-scale innovation in my policy in Indonesia. And I would like to share what I have done. It's nothing to do with periklanan, they say usually today. My field is perikanan, it's fisheries. So it's a bit similar. For Indonesian can laugh about, but periklanan is advertising and perikanan is fisheries. So similar but not the same. Anyway, so of course I have to say that I can come here because of my best friend, and he's really good on pushing and forcing people to come and doing what he wants. That Pak Tommy Suryo Pratomo. I was just arrived the day before yesterday, in the evening, and then at the same night I have to fly to Solo, and he's keeping texting me since Japan if I can come to this conference or not. And I said, I will try my best, but I don't promise because I don't know how busy at the president's daughter's wedding yesterday in Solo. So, but then it's keeping texting. They're waiting. So, I think if someone marketing good, he's very good for that. So you should appreciate what he is trying to do to get me here. Incredible. But anyway, so I don't know if you all already know who I am, other than just Minister of Marine Affairs and Fisheries. So I was appointed 3 years ago by my President, Joko Widodo. I'm the most uneducated from all other ministers compared. So I don't know if you have already, my CV had been published to be read by all of you. My last education was 2nd grade of high school. And I was working on fisheries business for almost 30 years. And the last 10 years before I became minister, I was running a small commuter airline with 50 aircraft, flying around Indonesia, connecting the secondary city, remote area to primary city, or between secondary city to another secondary city. The company is not big company, it's not like a big airline. We do commuter, mostly cargo, and the people who really need to fly from one place to another, for the place that there is no other choice than just flying, or walking 3 days, or by boat maybe 2 days. That's the choice of the people. So if they want to be quick, then they have to fly with our little plane. The company flying almost 200 flights every day, having 160 pilots from 32 nationalities. So I live myself in a small village in the south coast of Java. So when Pak Joko Widodo appointed me as a minister, of course everybody was like, what? Don't you have other than her? We have 250 million population and millions of bachelor and diploma, and why should be her? So, and I can tell you, Pak Jokowi was telling me, we need a crazy person to run the job. So,
Crazy or unique?
I was mentioned gila.
Gila, crazy.
I was telling him, I said, do you know that people are somehow label me with sedikit gila? Ya, negeri ini butuh orang gila. That's what he said. So the country needs a crazy personality, probably. That's what he means. So anyway, I had been posted as a Minister of Marine Affairs and Fisheries. Indonesia oceans is 70% of the country. So the fact is already very controversial for his choice to put me there. First, the lowest education. The second, the largest portfolio of Indonesia. Because 70% of our country is ocean. If you put again river, lake and everything, is almost 78% of Indonesia are water. Anyway, realizing Indonesia has the second largest coastal line in the world after Canada, but our performance on export only number 3 in Southeast Asia, and our fisheries household from the survey we do from 2003 to 2013 decreased almost 50%. And the purchase power of fisheries household is also very low. So there are so much of problem to be, it's very irony for the big country and having the second largest coastal line. So if you see problem, there is the problem. So I have discussed here and there with my team in KKP, in the Minister of Marine Affairs, also with the President, and looking at the regulation and everything. And I see it myself so far on 30 years having business in fisheries, what the problem is. But yes, I did not realize later on that the problem is even huge than what you ever think. So after I start investigating here and there, inventarizing the whole problem and the whole regulation, I find out that actually Indonesia suffers so much from illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing. That had been more than 10,000 foreign vessels operate in Indonesia illegally. And that's why the 2003 to 2013, the fisheries household decreased. 115 company export also shutting down because no raw material anymore. Nobody aware and nobody cared that time. Because what we know, Indonesia is an agricultural country, not a maritime country. We decided 70 years ago, Indonesia-based development is land development.
Is it wrong?
Yeah, that was, we so far had been told by our government that Indonesia is an agricultural country.
But the fact is, Indonesia is a maritime country.
Yeah, the fact that we have 70% of water is there, but we did not think that
Okay,
way.
Ibu Susi.
So Pak Jokowi is changing our mindset basically. We should not put our ocean in the backyard. We should start thinking to become one of the central gravity of maritime economy activity in the regions. Geographically, yes, we are. Every transport from Pacific to Indian Ocean has to pass our water, as well as from the Southern Sea to the Pacific has to pass our international water, basically. So, but to realize this as a real center for the economy, maritime economic gravity, it's a work to do. So, I start to propose to my president, we have a good regulation. So let's start with this regulation to understanding that illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing had been done for more than 2 decades. So it's something normal. It's something become very, it's just there. To make this problem clean up, it will be a hard work.
Okay, Ibu Susi.
So-
Yeah, we know that you are bombing and drowning illegal ships in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It is unique policy, but
It's not policy. It's our constitution said. That's why I proposed to the president to execute, because we have such a good constitution that can solve the problem. The problem had been happened for 2 decades.
What's the value for the country?
2000
Drowning the ships.
2,000 billions dollars we lost from illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing. So sinking boat, it doesn't cost us anything. So
But it costs politically, and you face a lot of
Yeah, but-
people who don't like you.
yeah, no, I proposed to the president and I said I will do it in the best I can. And I said, but you just have to back me up to my president. We have to do this. So we kind of make amnesty. There is nothing will be, we don't blame anybody. It's been happened for many years. We want to fix the problem of the country. We go forward and we don't digging out of what happened.
So what's the result?
So what I did is, President agreed, we have some meetings with the army and everything, Navy, police, all together, General Attorney, and we said we want to do this. It's national consensus. It's not my policy, it's not president policy, but national policy to fix the problem of our country. So I call 6 ambassadors, the Chinese ambassador, Thai, Philippines, Vietnam. I invite them for good lunch. This was
For a good lunch, only a good lunch.
it was 6 hours lunch, so it's a much different.
So what their reactions to your policy, to our
So
policy?
I told them, Excellencies, you know, I've been appointed as a minister, and you all know I'm the most uneducated one. I have the biggest responsibility, so I need all your support. And they said, oh, of course, what can we do for you? I said, I need your help to announce in your country that we will execute our constitution number 45, year 2009, that I will sing every single illegal fishing.
Ibu, I just want you to yell, tenggelamkan right now.
Tenggelamkan.
That's your technique.
So then after that, I will do moratorium for ex-foreign vessel. So I'm not shutting down the whole vessel, just ex-foreign vessel, because that is the problem coming. So there are many, more than 1,300 licensed, foreign vessel licensed to fish in Indonesia water. But actually, in the reality, there are 10 times than that. So it's more than just 1,300.
So what is the results from
result-
the last 3 years?
The result, 2014, the stock of our fish, our MSY, so that MSY is the sustainable yield that we can harvest, was only 7 point something, I think that's 7.31 million tons. And now it's 12.54 million. And if you calculate $1 a kilo, that deposit increase of our fish is $7 billion more. And the cost of sinking boat, so the president is very committed. So he also found for us a task force, where there I become the chief commander of the task force. We call it Task Force 115. And my deputy is the Chief of Navy, Coast Guard, the General Attorney, so we can execute things together, and the Marine Police. And we've been very successful. We spend maybe $2 million to $8 million every year, the budget for operating the task force. But the result, the stock alone is that, and then we also able to increase our fish consumption in Indonesia for almost 7 kilograms per capita per year, from 36 to 43 kilograms. If you calculate 7 kilo by $1, by 250 million, that's $1.75 billion. Increase without, in the same time, increase our import. The import is decreased 70%. So all numbers are very, very good. So now I try to promote to the world that combating illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing is actually very profitable business for every country.
Okay, Ibu Susi, some people say that you are a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the problem is people make meme, you know, make a
That's the man.
picture. Yeah, that's
Where's the other ships? Mana
one,
kapal yang lain?
1 month after I become minister, the first meme come out after I blow up one ship. Mana kapal yang lain? And I thought it was a good idea. So I'm asking my Pusdatin. Pusdatin is the communication section of our department. Can you make that spanduk big, 3 meter to 6 meter? And I said, hang it in every single office of ministerial and all over Indonesia. And first, my staff think I'm crazy. But I said, do that.
So do you think you are a Wonder Woman?
No, I'm just.
So who you are?
I'm Susi, yes.
Okay, Ibu Susi, managing 1,000 kilometers square of Indonesian Ocean is not easy task.
Yeah.
So what do you do in the last 3 years?
I try to campaign my personal passion. Ocean is my personal passion.
Campaign.
To campaign, yeah. To campaign to the world, to everybody, to be aware that this planet is 71% are oceans. And if you afraid of climate change, you care of rainforests, you care of any environment in land, which is only 29%. Our ocean is 71%. If things happen at our ocean, it's more likely to affect our planet more than anything else. And this, I think, is starting now, everybody waking up. Everybody now realizing India, Maldives, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, also Palau, now Ecuador, they all start waking up that yes, we did not realize there are so many illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing happening around our ocean. And this IUUF is not only just stealing your fish, they use a very destructive and extensive fishing method that's almost left nothing for the oceans. And second, they also become one of the vehicle of human trafficking, human trade. If everybody aware to watch the Google, the story of Associated Press that is released about Benjina, an example, the slavery and forced labor that's happened in one of Indonesia island by Thai company. So, and also many other, they're also smuggling economy goods, which is distracting the appropriate economy because they're not having custom clearance, they don't have tax declaration, they don't have anything, and they also can bring drugs and also arms. That's what it's the ship coming to Indonesia. They're not only empty; they also bring things that they can sell here. And then they brought out from Indonesia is not only fish, but also endangered species animal. like birds, crocodile, kakatua, the parrot, the paradise birds from Papua. So anything that they can trade more exotic or more endangered species, more distinct the species, it's more expensive for them. So they basically bad for your country, illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing. And I try to promote this, and now everyone is starting to engage. And many Africa, South America, undeveloped country basically has this problem because they don't have the capacity themselves to exploit their oceans. So they allowed by selling the concession. The problem is with the concession, they buy you one license. But in the sea there are 10 boats, the same color, the same name, the same size. And 10 of them. This is confirmed by, I'm calling the businessman one by one, the agent who had been running the illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing in Indonesia. I asked them, hey, how many duplicates you do from the license you buy? Yeah, sometimes 3. I said, I don't believe it. Sometimes 5. I don't believe it. Yeah, it can be 10 sometimes. So, if we are selling 1,300 licenses, so at least it's about more than 10,000. And that was so far fishing in Indonesia water. And now with the deterrent effect we got from sinking the boat is almost none, but yeah, maybe 100 to 500 average every day. They're still coming to and it's so funny to see the pictures of satellite 2014. In east part of Indonesia, the most light are in the sea, not in land. But now it's the different because the east part of Indonesia are not yet populated.
So you are doing this not only for Indonesia but for the whole world.
Yeah, it's giving the awareness to people. So now the world are starting to talk about country distant fishing, the high seas and many things, because at the moment I try to promote the ocean rights. If we human, this little have the rights, why not the oceans? Why the ocean need rights? Because the ocean is very important for us, for our planet, for our kids, for our next generation. For the sustainability of this planet, the ocean is very important. Problem is, the high seas is like a duty-free zone to do any crime, because it's a land of nobody. It's nobody land. It's nobody jurisdiction. What happened in Indonesia now, the illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing, changing the method. So they bring the fish to the high seas over our EEZ, and there the big tramper or the big refrigerated ship are waiting. Like this one, an example.
Transshipment. Something like that.
Yeah, so before they do in our water, now we ban transshipment in Indonesian water. What they do it at the high seas. So the high seas, we need everybody, because unfortunately, 40% more of our ocean are high seas. And they do really transnational organized crime, because it's organized by several company in several branches. Just an example, one Viking that we shut down, they have 25 flags in their vessel. 25 flags. So, and the crew coming from 5 nationalities, this is 1,200 gross tonnage vessel. They have about, I think almost 399 kilometers total of length of nets they have in their boat. And the owner now already get penalty in their country in Spain for 60 million euro, and we shut down the ship at our EEZ water. And now it's become monument of illegal and unreported unregulated fishing.
Ibu Susi, until now you are being attacked politically. So what is the biggest challenges in doing this?
The biggest challenge is at the moment the people who lost their business. I mean, you can see now Indonesia trade balance for fisheries is number 1 in Southeast Asia. From before, always number 3. So there are companies who do illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing in Indonesia, from Thailand, from Philippines, from China, who lost a big fortune, a big margin that had been having it for decades. Of course, they tried to lobby political connections and everything, and they try to campaign, also, of course, over media, that what I did is bad, is disconstructive to industry. But the increase of catch, that's actually seen to us, so to us that it's the opposite. Now the fish size is bigger. The catch is 2-3 times more than before.
That's the picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Lobster in Aru Islands, Baramundi in Merauke. Maybe you can tell us
and
about
there
it.
is one video actually if I can ask Fika to just roll it.
Okay, please.
In Kaimana, it's as depth as 1.5 meters.
On the next slide, maybe.
The people can catch chakalang or the bonito, skipjack, and such a fish. That is very phenomenal. That means it's so much of a fish out there, and you can see from the stock. And the stock is calculated, also the biomass of Indonesia water is increased almost 300%. Where in many other countries is decreased 3 times faster than in Indonesia. In every country, other country, every fishing fleet are basically scrapped down. So from 1,000 boats can only left 500. And Indonesia now have a chance to increase the numbers of fishing vessels to 3 times more than before, which is, I think, it's very phenomenal. For the people who understand biomass, I mean, this you can see by satellite, by the research, the color, the chlorophyll, the plankton of Indonesian water right now is 3 times more fertilized than before.
Only in 3 years.
Yeah, because it's not yet too late.
Okay.
But when it's too late, then it's almost impossible to recover. And I think when nature resources is the renewable natural resources, you appropriately manage in sustainable manner, I do believe the result will be more productive. There's no other result for restriction, limitation, regulations. You put into renewable natural resources is just will result more productivity.
Okay.
Why? Because they will replenish, they will multiply. If you give them time to recovery, they will breed more kids, more babies tuna, more babies fish, and the baby will also breed again. So that's why it's very important to sustain the natural resources.
Ibu Susi, we already seen the result of your policy. I mean, but the other side, a lot of politicians want you to leave your position right now.
If they do that, it's okay. I mean, I understand, but people are also know, because I open publicly what is the policy. I campaign it. I promoting it. I put all the meme. I mean, I don't take it as a joke or as what, but of course people taking it more into fun side. But it is very serious work. It is it's also possible life threat. But that's it. We want to protect the sovereignty of our fishery stock, of our fisherman household, of our future of nation, because Pak Jokowi vision is to put the nation future at the ocean. So we have to protect that the ocean is continue sustaining its productivity. Otherwise, we cannot do that.
How much is the potential, economical potential in the Indonesian Ocean?
For fisheries alone, possible 2,000 to 3,000 sustainably to harvest every year.
Every year.
$1 billion, yeah.
Wow.
So, and that's what we have right now. We're exploiting it, about the number. So, but the good thing of fisheries, if you manage appropriately, it will continue. Oil and gas, that will be finished. Forest is gone. Coal, it will be finished. It's take millions of years to come back. But fish, you can always taking it by appropriate regulation, not overfishing it. Then you will have it continuously for the next generation.
So, Ibu Susi, talking about innovation, what is the innovation that you have already done in your ministry, and what is the next innovation?
I don't feel it that's an innovations. I just think that's an appropriate thing as a government officer, as a minister, to put is an appropriate and right regulation, so that the people know what to do and what not to do. Clear sign, also the clear signal to investment. An example, you cannot fish in Indonesia anymore, but you can build factory, you can own it 100%, be open for foreign investment and processing plant on manufacturing and marketing for our seafood 100%. But fishing, it's Indonesian business. That's clear regulation that we put. The second, what I see is also, you had been asking me the challenge. The challenge because the illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing had been business for many people too. They get the security management fee, they get the administrative management fee, and so on. So these things is also need to be addressed. But once you are consistent and you open it, you're more transparent, you advocating it by campaigning it more, promoting it appropriately, I think now the people are aware. If, example, minister is a political position, I could be replaced anytime by political situation or whatever. But once the policy in place and is promoted, socialize it, and advertising it, like you all do for your business here, the people are aware about that. Then the people cannot, you cannot just take it from people just like that, because people already see it, and that's what I can expect. But of course, there's no guarantee. But at least what I have done, it's being seen, being acknowledged, even being awarded by international community. So in this case, the innovation, if you say I had been done an innovation, I just make it more transparent. That's probably the innovation I have done great, that's opening it, transparency. That's to start with. Of course, the homework is still behind. But yeah, it's the best you can try.
Okay, but what is the next innovations?
The next innovation will be...
Because we know that this is a digital era, maybe you can use, I mean, you are so prominent minister, and everybody in social media is always talking about you.
I take the comment, the meme, the whatever. Sometimes I feel like I probably the only minister that had been talk about anything I do. I sleep in the airport, they put it viral. I smoke in the corner, put it viral. Just anything I do. So I sometimes feel my privacy gone. But in the hand, I try to use it as promotion for me. So,
for socializing the program.
Yeah, socializing the problem. Not for me in manners of private popularity, but more into my program. I think everything, not tenggelamkan, like sink it. That's become a national word in Indonesia. You don't have boyfriend, sink it. You don't eat fish, sink it.
Don't know.
Yeah. You don't study, sink it. Then you will see in all Indonesia, Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So
Instagram. People ask, oh, my boyfriend doesn't want to eat fish. Can you sing them? Yeah. Things like that. So it's amazing how digitalization's engaging people, and it's make also very good actually media for me to promote the program and the policy, and now it's become known worldwide. Actually, I want to show before the video that was in Kaimana in Papua.
Yeah.
The skip check coming very close to the shore. That's an incredible. I see you see the cartoon. Sometime I hope one day my children doesn't feel bad to see.
That's the video.
Yeah, that's the
You can see
video.
the video. So this is also viral on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, the people send it. So the people are reporting it to us voluntarily. They make this video and sending it to my Twitter account. So I just have to retweet and make it viral everywhere, and they know that so many fish.
So do you think it is the answer to people who doing demo on the street, who want you to leave your position and etc.? So this is the right answer.
The demo is the people that doesn't like this happen, because then it goes to everybody. Before, Indonesian Ocean is controlled by less than 20 people with their big ship, thousands of them, foreign fishing vessel. So now everybody can go and fish. It's in compliance into our constitution, Undang-Undang Dasar 45 nomor 33 number 33. So that's what we have to do. So.
Okay, for the 5 minute last, I just once again I ask you about the next innovation that you will maybe you have planned for the next 2 years.
We want to keep reforming to direction sustainable fishing, responsible fishing, more aquaculture in more environmentally friendly management. So because there are many aquaculture that's not friendly environment, that actually destroyed a lot of mangrove, an example. So that's the innovation, more on increasing our productivity without taking too much from our natural resources.
Because I thought that you will have your own YouTube channel with your own vlogs. I mean, I'm Susi.
The people doing it, don't you see so many videos of me singing and everything? They put clip of this on that together, and they do it, and I don't have to pay. They do it. People do it.
Okay, one last question maybe. There are some people who want you to be the next vice president. What is your comment on that?
No, impossible.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have much time
I think too many people are afraid of that.
Afraid of you?
Yes.
Who are they?
I don't know.
The thief? Mafia?
I think people are more afraid.
But Mr. President know who they are? You tell him?
I think too many people will not like it.
If you are. Okay, so unfortunately also there is no Q&A session. So thank you very much. Please give applause. Wow. Thank you. So maybe because they are have standing applause for you, is there something to say for all these people and what you want to say to the world?
But I think for everybody, be yourself. Don't try to copy or duplicate somebody else that is not you. For ladies, do not make your gender as a problem. thinking because you are a woman, so you can't do that, you can't do this. Stop thinking of that. If you're still thinking of gender problem, then you will not solve your gender problem. What the man can do, as long as not rocket science, you can see it, you can think about it, you can touch it, you can look at it, you can do that. That's for lady. For gentlemen, I think partners with lady on work, you don't have to feel threatening. You don't have to feel the woman empowerment or the woman capability will take over your work. Both of you are need on any field of work together to work. And the most important, you should be happy with what you do. Because once you're happy, you will do the things easier and with more power. But if you're not happy, you don't have power to do things. So if you're not happy, go. Take other job. That's what I know. If I'm not happy, I cannot do my job. So that's what I can say. And of course, I promote for Indonesian or for all of you to eat more fish because it's healthy. If you don't eat fish, I'm gonna be single.
Okay. Ahmad Mulia, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.